Hi everyone, we are current students at Trinity College. I'm Samantha. I'm going into my second year as a Rotman Commerce student, and I'm super excited to be working with all of you this summer, and I'll hand it off to Queena.
Hello everyone, my name is Queena and I am going to my second year in life science. We are all super excited to welcome you all here and we are all here for you. Without further ado, let's get into the topic of this video, which is the difference between high school and university life. There are actually a lot of differences, but let's start off on the basics, which is the time spent in class. At this time, many of our classes will be in person, and that will typically be a couple hours each day on synchronous lectures, tutorials, or labs. And that is actually less compared to what it was in high school.
My biggest tip here, and I can't stress this enough, is to actually watch your lectures enough. I know a lot of students like using the 2x speed button, but just make sure that you process the information that your professors are giving you because this is the information that you're going to be tested on in your essays or in your tests. So just really try and absorb the information. And I think the best way to absorb this information is to go to your lectures, interact with your classmates, and just actively participate. I think that's the best way to engage with the content of your class.
One of the major differences is the workload. So back in high school, I can probably rush an assignment before the day is due and it will turn out right. But in university, it's totally different. With a 15-hour of class, you're not only spending 15 hours into the class, you're actually taking 2 to 3 hours of your own time to really absorb the material that you've learned. I know, but the good thing is that in the beginning of the semester, you do receive a syllabus with all the major deadlines, so you can plan yourself along the way.
So, moving on to another difference, textbooks. Never did I miss high school more than when I spent hundreds of dollars on mandatory textbooks in my first semester at U of T. So U of T does have a lot of mandatory textbooks where you have to buy access codes in order to, access the content related to your class. And there are ways to get around to not having to go through the publisher to get textbooks that don't require access codes. And it's definitely much cheaper too to just buy used textbooks. You can buy them from people online. There's other ways to do this. And while we can't officially recommend them, there's certain ways you can do this. Definitely ask your e-mentors about this and you can save hundreds of dollars on textbook money that's ultimately going to be pretty much the same.
In terms of time management, we have 3 great tips for you. First is really getting yourself a calendar, putting your assignment due dates, tests, all on there. It really frees your brain from worrying about missing those deadlines. Next is the Pomodoro study method. What it is that you study 25-minute intervals for 4 intervals, and in between you take 5-minute breaks. What it does is really promotes you to stay focused in those 25 minutes that you're studying, and it really boosts your efficiency in doing work.
And lastly, and most importantly, is taking care of yourself. So that means exercising, hanging out with your friends and family, and also doing some hobbies that you enjoy. And these are the parts that make your university experience much happier and more fulfilling. It also energizes you for your studying. And as current students, we are all here for you and we're rooting for you. So you got this.
And finally, moving on to opportunities to boost your mark. I know in high school you can ask for extra credit assignments or a couple more marks on the test to really up your percentage and get the mark that you want. But you know what? Here at U of T, it really isn't a thing. And professor makes it really clear that they would not boost your mark. And here is why, because if they boost your mark, they will have to boost all the other people's mark in the class. And that is typically 500 students in a big classroom. And that makes it very difficult. So I don't recommend you thinking of boosting your mark all the time. But the ultimate thing that you can do to boost your mark is to sit with a 0.5 grade. So what it means is that if you have an 84.5, then it can be rounded up to an 85. And that sometimes makes a huge difference.
So I hope this video helped clarify some of the differences between high school and university. We are all here to help, so please don't hesitate to talk to upper years or also the Trinity staff.